Are you ready to use up some 12 by 12 paper without making scraps? Hi, I'm Jess from JessCrafts.com, and I'm going to help you make the most of your crafty supplies and time. So let's get started. Today I have 12 by 12 template number 3. I have shared some 12 by 12 templates in the past, but when I asked you guys recently, you said you're really looking for some ideas for 12 by 12 paper. Now, I've shared a ton of ideas for 6 by 6 paper, and you can use those with 12 by 12 paper as well. But I also understand that 12 by 12 paper is usually on a larger scale, like the images are bigger. So I wanted to make some dedicated 12 by 12 templates. And with my 6 by 6 templates, they usually make at least 2 cards, which would make 8 cards from a 12 by 12 piece, or sometimes more. And I understand that while you want to use your stash and make cards, it can be intimidating when the templates ask you to make a whole bunch of cards from each sheet, because then you're looking at your stash going, how am I ever going to finish this whole stash? That's actually what happened to me the first time someone mentioned one sheet wonders to me. I looked them up and I remember seeing that it would be like a 12 by 12 piece of paper that would make like 12 cards. And I thought they were cool, but I also was like, well, that doesn't feel like I'm ever really going to get through my stash either that way. So I'm kind of trying to design mine to be more about like 6 cards per 12 by 12 piece, because hopefully that will help you to kind of bust through your stash a little bit more. For today's template, it's over on my blog, link in the video description. You download the PDF, it tells you exactly how to cut your 12 by 12 paper, and then it shows you the coordinating sketch. This sketch calls for you to cut out a circle, and then you are going to cover up that circle area with the cutout circle. So I'm going to use the swans as my background. But this is double-sided paper. It's Simple Stories Little Princess. It's a collection that is no longer available because I, like you, am just using my stash. This is something that I just happened to own and wanted to use. So you cut out the circle, and I want the circle to be the pink paper. Since I'm using a circle die that has stitching on it, I need to make sure I'm cutting it out of the side of the paper that I want to use. So I'm cutting it out of the pink side so that when I glue it on, the stitching's on the right side. Hopefully that makes sense. I wanted to pause for a moment to explain that. Now, you could, if you don't want to use cardstock mats, you could simply put the circle back into the hole and still use the strip of paper. I really like the look of cardstock mats. I think that they add some extra interest to the card. It's helping me pull in some of the additional colors here. Like there's some purple and teal in the collection. And so by using purple behind that strip of pink and teal behind the circle, it's bringing those colors in. And also it's making them pop off each other a bit more, because if I were to use that pink strip and the pink circle right on top, then they would just blend into each other. I really recommend a pair of nesting dies for these kind of templates. I have a few where I use circles, but you can also substitute any shape you want. So if you would prefer to cut a heart, totally doable. Anything that you can cut with a die, you can cut out of the center, and nesting dies work great because then you can cut a mat out of the next size bigger, and it will help to cover the hole that you've created in your paper. I'm going to decorate all of my circles with stickers because this is a collection kit that I am working with, and I'm sure a lot of you have collection kits as well. But I also will often decorate my one sheet wonders with stamps and dies for my collection. So if you don't have a lot of stickers that you want to use and instead you just have some stamps you want to get more use out of, get those out, die cut those as well. I'm just kind of trying to always show a little bit different ideas and show you how I use like my complete stash. Speaking of which, because this is paper that's unavailable and because I often use my stash, it means that I can't really link you to things in the video description. And one of the ways that people on YouTube make some money for their time, because you can watch these videos for free, is that we put affiliate links in the video description. I don't want to always have to sell you guys on something new, but I just wanted to say that I really appreciate when you do use those affiliate links. And if you could share my videos, that's also a great way to support me so that I don't have to keep trying to sell you new things to, stay on YouTube. So just a little insight into the YouTube process for you there. One of the things that I actually really liked about this collection and why I purchased it originally is because the princesses are in a variety of races, These ones in the sticker collection are a little bit more oriented towards like the Disney princess looks. They're like interpretations of that. And so there's a little bit less diversity in the sticker sheet, but there's like a cutout part. And so you might be able to find this on a different website still. But the cutout pack, which I have used either over on Instagram or another video, I'll link to you because one of my other 12 by 12 videos also includes this collection, has a much more diverse group of princesses, and I thought that was cool. I'm using a little tool from Twiddler's Nook to help push down my stickers, just because sometimes I find that when I'm just pressing it with my fingers, one, I could smudge some things on it. I'm not using ink, so it's probably not a big deal today, but also it just makes sure that I actually press down all parts of the sticker and it doesn't fall off, because I donate my cards. I'm kind of usually sending them in a large box. They're going to get handled as people like read through them and redistribute them. And so I just want to make sure that they're nice and secure. That's why I also tend to use a good amount of adhesive on my cards, because I know they aren't necessarily going to be handled delicately. I'm ready to attach my and if you want more resources on how to donate your cards yourself, I do have a page on my website where I share jokes that you can print and put inside your cards, as well as a whole list of places that you can donate your cards. I do have some trouble finding like international organizations. So if you are outside the US and you know a place, like a big organization that accepts cards, please let me know because I'd love to share it. I do get that question a lot. I'm going to put a little bit of extra cardstock behind the circles to prop them up because they're going to lay over that cardstock and pattern paper strip. I just want them to not be so lumpy bumpy. And so I just took a bit of the cardstock that I cut the circles out of, and that's a great way to use up those other little scraps. I'm really big, as you know, if you watch my videos on the videos on my channel, about using scraps as much as possible, because I think that all of us get intimidated by that giant pile of scraps that we keep collecting and collecting. If you found this video inspiring, here's another video where you can find more ideas for enjoying your crafty time and supplies. Let me know you like this video with a share to your crafty community. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next template or tutorial, and check the video description for product links. See you in the next video.